Hello guys, this is Sean from Lapapony Mac. I wanted to finally do my update video, my review of the Samsung Galaxy S 4.2 player that I purchased about 2 weeks ago. This is after 2 weeks of using it, light use, use it for games, mail, Facebook, YouTube stuff, watching YouTube videos, and of course MP3s and my own personal videos like my TV seasons and stuff like that. So this is the white one. I ordered what I thought was a black one, but it came white. But whatever. I kind of like the white. It's a little bit unique. When it came set as set to be UK, in that it had all the settings from Britain, British keyboard, the Google Play Store is British, so I had to change my region settings to get it to download right things. Like I downloaded Amazon and it came amazon.co.uk, not amazon.com like we have here in the US. So that was minor. But that was one thing that I noticed that happened when I got it. So far, I'm very impressed with it. It's got a lot going for it, especially the $100 price difference between this and a 32GB iPod Touch. I mean, this is $100 cheaper, and it can do everything that the iPod Touch can do. But I will get into some of the differences between this and the iPod Touch, the pros and cons of this, and the pros and cons of the iPod Touch. So let's get started. Now the first thing that you'll notice about this is that it is a little bit thicker than an iPod Touch. Not noticeably. It is also wider and taller than an iPod Touch. I wish I had an iPod Touch to demonstrate with, but I don't because I sold mine a while ago, like June. This is one of the backings that came with it, by the way, which I kind of like. This is British. This is the Team Great Britain for the U.S. Olympics. I don't think my camera has autofocus close in. Anyway, that's what that is. And, yeah. Anyway, so it's got a rear facing camera. I believe it's 2.3 megapixels. And then it's got a front facing camera, which I believe is 0.5 or 1 megapixels. Not that great. Neither is the front-facing camera on the iPod Touch, though. So I'll go ahead and turn this on. So this is what you're gonna see. You could just do regular swipe to unlock, but I chose to do the whatever this is. Oop. So this is my home screen here. It's nicely laid out. The display on this is quite good. I like having a weather app that's big and a clock that's big right on my home screen. I've got my Facebook and my Skype apps there. And then I've got my music, my videos, my internet, and my applications. And then I've got Skyfire, which is better. The onboard internet application that they give you is really bad. It crashes a lot. And then I've got YouTube, Skype, Facebook, obviously, Messenger, camera, Skyfire, Gmail, and then my ESV Bible app. Then I've got, let's see, Google+, Pandora, Gallery, Contacts, Maps, Navigation, Calendar, Local, the Play Store, NPR Car Talk app, because I love that podcast, Amazon Store, and Craigslist. And then here I've got my folders. This is my utilities folder. It's got memos, voice recorder, calendar, calculator, and FM radio and clock in it. And then I've got my games folder, which has Hot Pursuit, FIFA, and doesn't need a games thing. It did have Angry Birds in it, but I beat it. So, anyway, so let's see. I'll open up Facebook for you, just so you can see what that looks like. It's really pretty good. Once it loads, it'll scroll pretty well. See. Scrolls pretty well when you have once it's loaded and all that kind of stuff. You've got designated settings buttons, and designated home buttons, and a designated back button. You can see there and there. Bring up the settings, it'll bring up wallpaper, search, all that kind of stuff. Then you've got your home button right there. And let's see, I mean, as you can see, it scrolls really well, like swiping. It's pretty fast, really, for a 1 GHz processor, but I have noticed that this is not as fast as the A5 processor that they use in the iPads, the iPad 3s, and the iPod Touches, the new iPod Touches. The new iPad is getting, the newest one, the 4th gen technically, but they just call it the new iPad, is getting the A6 processor, just like the iPhone 5, and there's not really a noticeable difference, I've heard, between the A6 and the A5, but there's a huge difference between the A5 and this processor, and I'm not even sure what this is in here, but there is a big difference between the two. The other thing now that I'm going to go into is the differences that are between this and the iPod Touch. Most apparent is obviously Android. The Android system that this is running, I believe, well, let's check it. It's not in there. Let's see. Oh, I'm running 2.3.6. I have no idea what version that is because I'm brand new to Android. But it's not iOS. It's great, but it's not iOS. I mean, there's some comparisons, but it's just, honestly, iOS is a better operating system. I do believe Android is more versatile, but from what I've seen, I would rather have iOS than Android. iOS what I'm really impressed with iOS is that even though this can play Flash and iOS can't, Flash, you can get apps for iOS that will play Flash on web browser, and Flash video plays on this either very grainy, very slowly, or it will crash the app that it's running in the web browser that it's running in. It crashes a whole bunch of apps. I can't use Crackle. I can't use NBC to watch like The Office or Go On or Parenthood or Parks and Rec, anything like that. And I was always able to do that with iOS. The other huge major difference is that the keyboard on this is just, I don't know, I really don't like it all that much. It's just, I make a lot more misspellings with this, with the keyboard on this, but the iOS keyboard for some reason is just better, and the autocorrect and auto punctuation on iOS is way better than the Android version that I'm running right now. The things that I also like about iOS over this is that Safari is a way more stable web browser than Internet. Plus you can get Google Chrome for iOS, which is way more stable than it is on here. Skyfire is very stable on here though, I've noticed, and very fast, faster than the stock one. The other thing that I like about iOS more than this, obviously, well, I can't say it about iOS, but I can say it about Apple products, is that Apple, this looks great, and it's got the chrome ring around it and all that kind of stuff, and it really is a pretty sharp looking thing. But Apple has always made things that look awesome from any point of view, and that's just how they've always been. That's something that I stand by too. And the other thing that I really like about the iPod Touches is the Retina display. It records in 1080p, and it has the 5 megapixel rear facing camera now. All of those are awesome, and those are all things that this does not do. That's about it for what I don't like about this. What I do like about this over the iPod Touch, the speakers on this are fantastic. It's got 2 front-facing stereo speakers. Oh man, I'm really bad at this, doing it one-handed. And it really is fantastic. There's really no other word for it. And that, I mean, that alone is a great thing. The other thing that I really like about this, the apps are cheaper. The apps are a lot cheaper in Samsung apps and in the Google Play Store. This is the Google Play Store, and the Google Play Store is actually giving iTunes a run for its money, I believe. Seriously. The other thing that I do like about this is the $100 price difference. It's incredible, honestly. It really is. And, you know, that's about all I can say about it. Overall, I think I would rather have the iPod Touch. Maybe that's disappointing to some of you. I've used it for 2 weeks. Maybe it'll grow on me a little bit more. At first I was really impressed, and then I became less impressed. But you know, it's just a device in the end. If I really wanted to go for something big, you know, I'd get an iPhone, or I'd get an iPad mini if I wanted something that was really high-end, you know. But or if I wanted a high-end Android device, I'd get a S3 or something like, you know, like a Droid, or, you know, an HTC, something that's really, really high-end. But in the end, for what it is a very, very good media player. And there's also alternatives. This is the newest version and the mid-range version. They also have a 5-inch, a 4-inch, this is a 4.2, and a 3.6-inch. And they all the rest of those, other than the 4-inch, are all cheaper than this overall, actually, even the 5-inch. And so you can always go cheaper and get a 3.6 and still expand it to 32 gigs of memory with the micro SD card slot. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you got what you guys want to see, and I hope that this was helpful for you. Have any questions, leave a comment below, send me a message. Don't forget to rate and subscribe. Thanks.